few minutes, I'm going to talk about something related to what actually she has talked about. It is something that I talk about because of the season we are in, or we are already entering into. And it is tough because as you celebrate Christmas, to some people, Christmas is a trigger. We've started healing. We've started immediately. Yes, to some people, Christmas is a trigger. Christmas is a day when some people lost loved ones. So, for you, you are in your fun-loving month. Others are wondering how that day is going to look like. You get it? So different things. We are celebrating one day, but the energies are different. Yeah. Different. And so there are people who already have told themselves, for me, Christmas, it's a no-go zone area. It's a no-go zone day. So let's talk about, briefly, mindfulness. 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 It's very important in life. Even today I was listening to someone, and they were really talking something related to that. And I think it is something that I'm teaching myself on a daily basis. It's really hard in this life to enjoy life if you can't learn to practice mindfulness. Like tapping into moments as they come and respecting seasons as they come. For Bible readers, we have like an entire chapter, Ecclesiastes. Oh, that name, Ecclesiastes 3, isn't it? Yeah. Time. There is time for everything. When I was reading that chapter, there is time to hate and to love. I was like, so there comes a season and a time to be hated. Did you know? Yes, we have it for us who read Bibles. It's there. I was like, have I been aware of such a season in my life that, I think this season really, there's some kind of hatred. You get it? And if you don't, because, and that's why we struggle with seasons in life. Because that season passes you by, or you are into that season and you are struggling in that season because you didn't understand that that is the time for such a thing or a circumstance happening in your life. Okay, so we are in the same mode, okwambala kakofiira. Christmas mode. All right, so we are talking about mindfulness. Yes, and I thank you, Ma. I derive that from that scripture, Ecclesiastes 3. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, do I get the awareness of the times? Do I get the awareness of seasons? Because if it passes me by, then I will miss it. Or I'm going to struggle within that season. If it's a season, like as tough as it sounds, for being hated. You are at work and certain dramas are happening, you don't know. At home, some days are going to happen and your husband, like the man is throwing tantrums and you're like, what is going on? You need to be aware of that season. Probably is battling with issues at work and is going to bring that projection to you. Are you aware of the season that guy is experiencing, that things are tough at work? Because if you're not aware of that, you're going to throw drama as well. Are we together? Because it's going to come now, tip for tat, mpankuwe. But when someone is dealing with a season in their lives, so me now on my side, what am I supposed to do? To get the strategies, the tools, the techniques I need to go through this season. So we are in the festive season. We have already started. Decoration has started. When you got acacia, wait when it comes to 7 p.m. I think. You will see those decorations. They have already started. That is the season. But as much as it's the season, you are having your own things you are dealing with. And so, do you have the ability to be present? Mindfulness calls us to be present in the now, in the moment, in the season. That even me, who lost a loved one on that day, I can tap into that season in a different way. And for people who are grieving, by the way, around that season, there is this feeling of guilt. How do I celebrate this Christmas? Because you're like, I don't think whether they will be happy when I'm here jolly, smiling, eating the chicken and all the meat, and they are rotting there. Like, we get that. I've counseled people on the grief journey. We get that. But guess what? Before they died, they were aware actually that Christmas also existed. And for your information, most of them actually, you could be having memories of Christmas with them. You used to celebrate. So why do you think right now that you celebrating this Christmas for 2024, it's going to annoy their spirit? You get it? Someone is laughing. It is tough even as I'm talking about it, isn't it? It triggers. But it's something that I want, actually, for me, when she was talking about what to talk about during the season, that's something I'm going to be talking much about. Just to bring out people that even in this pain, you can still celebrate this season. Because the season calls for love. It's a celebrative season. And so we don't want that to pass you by. Tap into that moment. Life is lived in moments. I don't know if you're aware of that. We live life in moments. Moments come back, but sometimes they don't come back with the same intensity, isn't it? You've been at weddings, but you can categorize and say, the other wedding, I had fun. And then, this is also a wedding, but it's not the same energy, isn't it? It's all a moment called wedding, but the energies are different. So as much as these moments can come back, like, almost similar. Christmas, this is not the first time we're going to celebrate Christmas. Isn't it? It's not. We've celebrated Christmas. But this can be your best Christmas, actually. This. As you wait for 2025 Christmas. But at least for now, we can say 2024 is going to be my best Christmas. Because it's the only Christmas for sure, you know. We live by faith. Isn't it? We live by faith. Actually, some of us, it's like automatic that next year you are leaving. Like, of course, even me, I am sure next year I am leaving. Even the other year. But it's not automatic, because those who have died, I doubt if any one of them made a phone call to God that I'm tired, come and take me. Some of them wanted to live, isn't it? So it's not automatic. So mindfulness. Try your level best to teach yourself to live in the moment. Best moments in life are lived mindfully. Best moments in life are lived mindfully. Many of us eat food, and we can't even tell a taste of food. By the way, if you don't eat mindfully, you don't also get satisfied. Do you know that? Yes, you don't. Because a minute a woman come and all to terukosa. Are you aware of that? Yes, if the food is not tasty in the mouth, even in the, like, you don't get satisfied. Have you ever eaten really the food was much in terms of quantity, but you don't feel it in the stomach? Because it wasn't like you didn't mindfully eat. So most of us are excited to eat on Christmas. But are you going to eat mindfully? Mindfulness calls you to be aware of the surrounding. I can ask some of you to tell us the colors of the people on your right, like without looking at them. Or on your left. She was mindful. Mindfulness is when you appear in a room or anywhere, you call all your attention that I am here. In this season, in this time, I am here. And because I'm here, you start noticing the beauty in your surrounding. That's why, not even only beauty, that's why some of us, we've been in spaces and there is danger, there is a threat, and you did not see it. And someone comes in few seconds, they are able to detect the atmosphere. Like something is wrong. Gas is smelling, or something is burning, and you're like, what's wrong with my noise? Like, what's wrong with my nose? You've been here the whole hour, and nothing. And it's close to you. Mindfulness calls you to be in that moment where you are now. And you start noticing the beauty. So mindfulness, in line with this festive season, is calling us that even in pain, we all have something we are battling with. Can you notice the disco lights? Are you able to notice them? Are you able to listen to the sounds in the atmosphere? Those songs of Fide Bongole, right? Yeah. Are you able? Or like as these songs are going on, you're not even there. Huh? Like it's your friend who will remind you, hey, Banek, that song was beautiful. Which song are you talking about? But you've been in the room for like 30 minutes and they have been playing that song and you didn't feel. And mindfulness, again, in this season, calls you to take it deep in. Like as you listen to those words. Do you know that there are some people, like you've been listening to that song, but you even don't know the meaning of that song? You don't know the meaning of that song. Why are you laughing? Like, have you ever been, listen, even singing a song, the lyrics, but you don't know. You're not a mindful listener. One of the songs that has become actually a prayer for me, I think posted it. What a friend we have in Jesus. I've sung that song I don't know how many times. It's until recently I was like, but wait a minute. I started reading the lyrics of this song, not because I didn't know, but then I saw lines like, what peace we often forfeit. What needless pain we bear. And why? All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. And I was like, wait a minute. These lines have been in this song. For years. And do you know how we even stand and we sing, because it's like a hymn, isn't it? So we enjoy this hymn. But that hymn is literally a prayer. So it found me when I was in a season of prayer, been separating myself. And that's when God brought that song. And so it became a prayer that every time now a burden comes on my heart, I'm like, what peace we often forfeit, Molly? What needless pain are you bearing? All because you do not carry, and I just kneel I go on my knees. Jesus, this is the burden. Like I realize I'm carrying things, and yet there is someone who can carry things. You get that? But that was because I became mindful with the lyrics. You get it? So we are in a season where we are supposed to be so mindful. Otherwise, this season again can pass you by. And you say, Christmas, tenyumira gwe weka. Gwe weka. Abalala genda tunyumira. Not because we don't have issues in life, but we are going to choose to be mindful around this season. We are going to choose to notice every detail of this season. We are going to choose to smile in this season. Those are now the techniques. We are going to, it's a choice we are going to put up on ourselves. That this season, I already made an oath, a covenant with myself. No person, no circumstance is going to rob me of this joy of this season. No. Like ne when nakulaba ng'ojja bw'oti ne nkutegeera butegeezi nga mpete koona. Like togenda kunnemesa mukwano ssanyu ly'eno season. No way. Okakopye. Yes. Like make that on yourself and tell yourself, I've bared a whole year. We've carried these burdens a whole year. Now this is the time to celebrate love. And this season, it's not actually about us. It's about the sacrifice, sacrificial love. The element of this season is Christ Jesus for the Christians, for the sacrificial love that he gave his only begotten son. So we are in the season of love. celebrating love, but the element is sacrificial love. So this is a season for you to mindfully notice your neighbors and give. Some of us are not mindful enough that you can even eat your old chicken. Nga neighbor utayina kyakulya. And you will say when Christmas yanyumye. Era yakunyumidde walidde. But were you mindful enough to notice someone who doesn't have what to eat and you share with them? Our friends on their Eid day, there is no Eid of missed pilau. It's not there. Like even when they shift, they call. We are sending food. They send. If I have neighbors who are Muslims, they will bring food. And I will eat. Now bless it and enjoy. Why not? So mindfulness is, in a nutshell, it's a simple one, but powerful. Live in the moment. Call yourself in the moment. Even when you feel the waves of the pain. One of my friends told me recently that grief is like a submarine. And it's true. It hides down there as if it's not there. And then it surfaces at a time you don't expect it, and that wave comes in. Another person said grief is a living thing. It's there, as if it's not there. It never goes. But we learn, that's why we tell people, that we tell counselors, never tell someone grieving that you will forget. You will move on. No, with grief we don't move on. We move forward with it. Because these were our loved ones. You can't just tell me that, move on. I move on from my dad. This was my dad. I bear the blood, DNA. I can't move on. But I move forward. Like I go alongside accepting that he's not here, but a part of him is actually in me. There are things, memories I share with that person. There are habits, there are lessons in my life that I have because of my beloved. You get it? So how can I let go? Like, we don't let go. We don't abandon. That's why I tell people in grief, we don't replace. You lose a spouse and you think because you're going to remarry, you've replaced. We don't do that. So I want us, at least in this season, the best gift you can give yourself is to practice mindfulness. Everywhere you go, when you sit with people, tap into that moment. Remind yourself. Mindfulness is not easy to practice, by the way. Why? Because they are voice reality of the circumstance. You want to celebrate? The moment is about celebration. People are laughing. But remember, around December, or the very day of Christmas, that's when you lost this person, or that's when you were heartbroken, or that's when you were betrayed, or that, like something happened around December. Around December. And so you want to go with the flow of the season, but doesn't mean that this thing has died. It is there. So the battle of reframing the mind. So mindfulness calls you to speak into that mind and tell yourself, I am not ignoring the fact that this happened. It happened. But there is time for everything. The time now is for us to dance. Fiesta is here. Yes. You know, Fiesta is here. So, Fiesta is here. And you tell yourself, yes, this happened. That is acknowledgement. You're not pushing it away. You get the point? Yeah. When you want to practice mindfulness, you teach yourself that. You're not pushing away your pain. You're not hiding it. You're not running away from it. You acknowledge it, that this happened on that day. This happened around that season. And if I sit with it now, I feel my emotions. I am angry, actually. Right now, I feel the anger is coming up. I am sad. I feel the sadness. I am not denying that fact. But guess what? There is time for everything. We are laughing right now. Mole, laugh. The power of speech. Mole, laugh. Because you don't know whether this moment will come back. You are carrying the past and you're bringing it onto this moment. And you're losing this moment. And yet you don't know whether this moment is going to come back like this with the same people. It may not come back. Or it will come back, but in a different way. There are people we miss today. And you keep telling yourself, I wish I had more time with them. You had the time, but you were not mindful. while they were living, or before that relationship broke up. You were not mindful. So tap into every moment as it comes. I want to wind up with 3 things. Learn to close your eyes. Best moments I enjoyed when you've closed your eyes. Are you aware of that? You don't know. Ish. Try to close your eyes and like close up everything. Huh? You've missed so much. Yes, learn to just, especially when you're listening maybe to music, you know, try. That's why greatest worshippers, it has no evidence, but at least for myself. For me, when I'm worshiping in church, my neighbors, I don't mind. I'll close my eyes, widen my mouth, the way I want. After all, I'm not seeing anybody. My eyes are not like, oh, she's seeing me. Oh, my eye. No, I'm in my moment. Closing eyes just to help you. Close out any distractions. But also, it's more inward. It's more inward to connect with the inner person, because you see, this enjoyment is not for this outer body. This enjoyment is for the inner person. That's why that joy, you feel it from inside, isn't it? Happiness and joy, they are different. Happiness is more momental, just a moment. But joy is cultivated from inside. So that's why we love, like you close your eyes. For those who are in love, you know that also those best moments happen when you've closed your eyes, isn't it? Oh, you don't understand. Why are your minds perverting? Oh, I was going to say, look at these people. I was going to say holding hands. You see? But let me tell you, just one of the best things, just even, just being somewhere. Go deeper. You want to understand? Like, oh, you close your eyes. You people, the time is running. But, but honestly, those moments, any moment, just even holding hands, like you want to connect, especially for people whose love language is touch. For people whose love language is touch, there's no way you can enjoy touch when your eyes are just wide open like that. Yes. So just even holding hands, you can even close your eyes. It allows you to, because some of us, content for the relationship coach. It is really, it works. It works. Even music, just allow yourself to be in that moment and enjoy. Like artists are beautiful people. No wonder the devil was an artist. Yes, he was an artist. And he still is, actually. Because there are lyrics you listen to and you're like, this one was inspired by the devil himself. Like you listen to a lyrics and you're like, oh, not a. Yeah. But the point is, even though artists, like they sing songs, like have you ever listened to a song and you're like, this one is speaking my heart? So the best way to, because they speak, they bring our words. There are events or situations we go through in life and you feel like you don't even have the right words. But then you listen to a song and you feel like someone is really expressing exactly what you are feeling. Close your eyes. Yes. And close your eyes and listen to that. Another one is, and actually it connects to that, meditation. Teach yourself that. Allow yourself some minutes in a day to just be quiet. That is all mindfulness. Mindful meditation. And I think the self-care retreat, those are some of the things those are some of the things they are going to have. Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, Majude. Okay. So those are the things. She's Joy, Mrs. Mosisi.
Even online, it has not gone out, so pardon us.
Okay. Guys, let's finish. So, meditation, allow yourself. I know the things we say are bazung, but they are not. Train your mind, train yourself to quiet your mind. Our minds are so chaotic. Some of you could be at already. You are in your bed, already there fantasizing things in your bed, or you are in your kitchen, where are ha, badide. And now like me there with a nanny, ha, badide. So that's why we miss out on things. That's why even actually in class, you miss out on things. You reach in an exam and you are not mindful. People see it, but you are not just mindful. Mindfulness, when you learn to quiet your mind, and you tell your mind, I want us to be here in this moment, and I want to enjoy everything in this moment. That's why you can be even able to notice a beautiful smile. Yes, there are people like your friends have never told you that you have a beautiful smile, and a stranger comes and they are actually complimenting that smile. And they're like, you've never seen this smile. It's because when I'm with you, I'm not mindful. Then you can have friends, like have friends who have details of me, like details of me, like manange, amanyo, meru, and you're like, me, Maggie. Like, that's how mindful they are. Like, that relationship, when you choose to meet with someone. Now, most of us, you're meeting, but you but you went on a date. Is that being mindful, really? Mindful is centralizing, centrality, everything. So even in this season, content creators told us, again, if you're not mindful, you're posting. Isn't it? But if you are mindful about what she was teaching, you'll be able to post the right thing. So in this festive season, as I close, I just pray that we are able to tap into the moment. We are able to breathe into it. We are able to tap into the atmosphere of it. We are able actually to tap into the spirit behind this festive season. Yes, every season has a spirit behind it. Ask about Halloween. Is it Halloween? Halloween, what is it even called? Yes, what's the spirit behind that? You know? And those people will really do it. I recently watched like on Instagram, someone I follow. And no, I love her. She has good content, but of course, Halloween in Siya, so she had also to do that. And she had blood all over. And guess the following, my God, the likes. The likes for that video. They were wild. But why? It was the season for them. Uganda. So nafe tutegeera Christmas. So tap into it and into the spirit behind it and enjoy it. Be mindful about the relationships. Be mindful about the food. Eat and enjoy the meals. Be mindful about every moment that is coming your way in this season. That you close the year and you're not regretting, but you're like, God, if from January up to November it was suffering, at least December compensated. Yes, and it can, beautiful ashes. It's very possible. I usually tell people, I rather not live many years of misery and live few quality years. I don't want to celebrate many birthdays. No. They would rather be few, but when I am tapping into every year as it comes and enjoying it and knowing moments and seasons, and I'm like, now, Mole, you are sad and it is okay, there is time for that. Be sad. You want to cry? I actually make dates for crying. I can be at work and I'm putting the chintu chinzita, I'm like, what way chindia? And I'm like, I can't cry from here. And I'm like, when you go back today, put your children to bed, sit on your prayer mat, cry. I need to acknowledge that. I need to acknowledge that moment. There is time for everything. I am sad, I am sad. It is okay. Let me acknowledge that moment. Basangwini tubakoze butya. And it is okay. And it is okay. But also they have their sad moments in their own way. Like a sanguine, usually they think they don't have close friends. But it's a lie. They have, you see, sanguines can be everywhere. But all of you are not their friends.
Yeah.
Yes. All of them, all of us are not their friends. They always have their persona person. They can go nebe yabia. They have. So they also have their moments. Okay? So let's tap into this moment. Let's tap into this season. Don't allow anything to pass you by. When a moment comes and you feel it's maybe pain, again, like I've told you, we don't trash. No, you acknowledge it. Sit with it and tap yourself. Mole, you're not well. You're not feeling well right now. Can you manage on your own? Or do you want to call someone? You are in that moment and you're acknowledging everything about that moment. That is mindfulness. Mindfulness is not just about masanyi. It's even acknowledging the thoughts, the painful thoughts, the painful emotions as they come. That's all mindfulness. If you feel it and you feel like you can't own it, like hold it on your own, ask yourself, do you think you can go through this moment right now on your own? If you feel you are unable, can I call Coach Mole and we just talk about this? If I'm able to pick, I'll pick up. Or do you have another person? Call them. Let them know about how you're feeling. Just tell them, I just want to vent. I am actually not seeking for a solution. Because why? You are respecting that moment. Because after that moment, there is another moment coming. You are aware of that. And probably the other moment that is coming calls for a different set of energy. You could be sad, like for us at work, in between now and up to the first week of December, we are in appraisals. You know what that means. They call you there, you're going to be there alone with your bosses, your supervisors, but at home you left a sick child, you're coming with these sad emotions, they are all over you. Do you have the ability to separate the moment and tell yourself, Mole, you are sad, the child is sick? Can I call Miss Mosisi and like I'm sad and I'm going in this appraisal and I want to be sober? Me doing that, I'm acknowledging that moment. Do you realize? And probably what I need from her is just a prayer. I even tell her, can you just say a prayer for me? And then she will say a prayer, switching the energies. Now we are going into appraisals. And I'm going to be sober. I need to be sober. Because I don't want to tell them the reason why I failed it, why my child was sick. What if the child falls sick on the next appraisal? You get that? Life is not waiting for us, no matter what we are going through. Sad as it sounds, but life is not waiting for us. So the ability to be mindful in that moment, and you tell yourself, you're sad, it is okay. Now let's step into this other moment. Because we live life in moments. That's when you go back to your bed, you are able to reflect and you are able to connect which moments made your heart bigger and you felt them. And which moments sucked life out of you. If you're not mindful in a day, that's why some of us, you sleep and you wake up fatigued the following day. Emotionally fatigued and exhausted. You were not able even to sit and ask yourself, which moment brought energy into me? Which moment was sucking life out of me? Such that next day you know how to live. Like, oh, now for me in my life, there are people I know that they suck really, sorry to say, but babanga bu vampire. The moment they come, they are negative. Akakati olaba, ate mukama waffe, ate kino. Wembalaba kati. Kwale nkwata earphones nesteeka mu matu. Mbeera busy ne wabali awo. Nkola because, hi, manyi n'okunyeenya nga sina music gwe mpuliriza, you have to know that I am busy. Because the moment they come, they start complaining about everything. Sagala basemberera. Don't spoil my moment. Okay? So, that is it. Mindfulness. Thank you. So go enjoy. Mindfulness is big. We can't talk about mindfulness in marriage. But it's one of the beautiful topics, actually. Mindfulness in marriage is one of the beautiful topics. Relationship coach, you need to read more about that. Many people are not enjoying marriage and everything related to marriage and everything because they are not mindful. Bye.